Good morning from Iceland, everybody. There is so much that we have to dive into today. A lot of you have watched my yesterday's video, and all of those comments just made me realize how much I actually still need to cover, and that's what I'll try to do in this video. And so here are the topics that we need to go over today. First and foremost, we are going to look at what is the situation right now regarding volcano and the situation in town Grindavík. Then I am going to talk about if Iceland is still safe to visit or not, and then about what many people is asking, and that's actually if you should cancel your trip. Then I have a plan B idea for all of you who are thinking of traveling to Iceland in near future. And for all photographers and thrill seekers, we are going to talk about if you'll be actually able to see the volcano. And so let's begin with the update. Not much has changed since yesterday, but what we know at the moment is that there is no sign of lava on the surface yet. And as we can see here, the earthquakes have slowed down. Most likely explanation for this is simply that the lava is very close to the surface, and so there isn't that much tension anymore. We can still expect the eruption to start within next days or even hours. But I will let other channels who are more educated on this topic to cover the details, and as always I'll link everything in the description below. Regarding sad story of town Grindavík, I know that so many people were talking about pets and livestock that was left behind after evacuations. But I just want you to have a faith in locals and that they will do their best to get the animals to safety and back to their owners. Yesterday, under police supervision, it was actually allowed to citizens to come and collect their animals and some things from their homes. Regarding the safety, in my opinion, Iceland is still safe to travel now. Of course, you have to keep in mind that nobody can predict what Mother Nature will do next, and so there will always be a slight chance of much bigger event than expected. And travel complications like shutting down the airport could happen. But for now, that's not really what many people see as a likely scenario. There is one thing that I noticed in yesterday's comments, and that's that some people seem to think that there is a supervolcano waking up under Reykjanes Peninsula and that actually the whole Iceland is in danger, and they are worried how people will survive the tough winter. And that's really not the scenario that we are dealing with right now. Even though there is a chance of offshore eruption, which can turn out to be more explosive, it is really just the area of Reykjanes that's in danger. The rest of the island is now completely safe. Now there is one thing a lot of you are concerned about, and that's if you should actually cancel your trip to Iceland. And there were some people who completely misunderstood the message that I was trying to get across in yesterday's video, and so I'll try again. I think that everyone should decide for themselves. You are still allowed to enter the country, and so that means that decision is completely up to you. I can only tell you what I would do, and honestly, I would probably still travel. Thing is, I completely understand that there is a lot of money involved in booking a trip like that, and not all of it can be refundable. I just wanted to make sure that you understand that I'm not trying to encourage you to cancel your trip. I'm just giving you my opinion and trying to help you understand better what is actually going on. Another thing that I heard from you is that some of your insurances got cancelled because of the declared state of emergency. That definitely surprised me, and so that might be something that you might want to look into before your trip and just make sure that your insurance for the trip is still valid. And before we dive into the next part of the video, I just wanted to say thank you for all the support, and I also want to thank you all the people who subscribe to my channel. I live here in Iceland and I do videos covering different topics related mainly to travel tips and traveling on this island. And so the volcano is only a part of a bigger picture. I actually have a new video about traveling to Iceland in November. That's on hold because of the latest news that I'm trying to cover first. But there are some nice visuals from beautiful local landscape that you can look forward to. But now back to the volcano. Now let's talk about the plan B for all of you who haven't booked your flight tickets yet. Even though the main international airport is in Keflavik, British company easJet recently launched their low-cost flights from London to the capital of the north, Akureyri. This means that if you are planning to drive around the ring road, you can still do it. You just have to start and finish your trip not in Keflavik, but in Akureyri instead. And this also means that you can completely avoid the danger area, and also you might lower your chance of your flight getting cancelled because of the situation with the volcano. This is a fairly new thing, and so maybe look into it and let me know if this is something that could work for your travels. As far as I know, London is a great place for any connecting flights, so it shouldn't really matter where you are traveling from. For all of those wondering, if I land in Iceland, will I be able to see the volcano? And the short answer is that it really depends. If you are here at the beginning of the eruption, the only chance you can probably see it is from the plane. As you can see here, all the roads leading south towards the eruption site are now closed, and so the only way to see the volcano now is from the distance from the main road, or maybe some of the hills at this area here. But as we've seen with the previous eruptions, once the area is considered safe after a couple of days, They built a temporary parking lots and marked trails in the area for the visitors to use. After this, it is up to you to make sure you monitor safety information on websites like weather.is or safetravel.is before entering the area. Also, if you have a budget, there are sightseeing flights that you can book. And here I also just want to be very clear. I don't want to encourage anyone to travel here when the eruption starts, because A, you might not be able to see anything, and B, you simply don't want to become a liability in already difficult situation. And as always, I hope that this helped to some of you. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video.